Hi there guys, it's Nick from Enhanced Physiotherapy here, and in today's video we are going to be discussing basically a follow-up to something that I put out last year about whether you should start your own physio practice or not. So in the last video we spoke mainly about sustainable business models for employing physios and building practices that allow for a lot of growth and benefit your clients as well as all the staff involved. COVID-19 has really showed us why we need to change our business models and the way that we employ and maintain and retain our staff for the long run. Just based on some of my my conversations with friends and colleagues around South Africa, it's become really apparent that a lot of commission-based physios working specifically in sports and orthopedics right at the at the end of March 2020 were told, okay guys, you're on your own, we're not going to be open, we'll see you when we see you, which is a really tough space for a professional to find themselves in without having any opportunity to earn income for the foreseeable future. So how can we kind of prevent the situations happening before? And it comes down to really the same two principles that I spoke about earlier. Having practices or business models that allow for retention of staff and protecting your employees or your professionals during these kind of turbulent times. Or on the other hand, if you are the commission physio that's been let go, I'm pretty sure that you are looking really seriously at how you start your own practice. Okay, so it's not that I'm against it, but there is a sort of sense of if we keep having all these single person physiotherapy practices, we're just going to keep slicing the pie, and at the rate that that physios are graduating from universities, it's probably almost doubled in the 8-9 years since I've been qualified. So there's a lot more young physios in the marketplace. So my advice to young physios who have just completed their ComServe and are wanting to get involved in sports and orthopedic practices, I would say look to seek employment in really good environments and in practices that have this sort of sustainable model for growth and education through your time over there. I'd say look for that as a first prize before starting out your own practice. But at the same time, I also understand that this situation is different for everybody, and depending on where you are and whatever your context is, this might not be an avenue that you even can explore, and your only option might actually just be to go on your own. In that case, what I would say is that really apply your mind to it. I think in 2020, we know so much more about business and entrepreneurship, especially in the rehab industry. And I think as we move into years to come, I think it's going to become a lot more sort of commonplace to be very business and financially savvy, especially with the millennials coming into the workplace. We're going to want to create these employment opportunities that give us the flexibility of lifestyle and are almost complete 180s from what I see as the 5 to 10 years that's older than me. So I think I'm kind of in this middle ground where I see practices that are, and physios owning practices that are probably now sort of in their like 40s, 50s. I'm in my early 30s, and I see a lot of 20-somethings that are probably going to open up practices. And I'm somewhere in the middle, but I definitely lean towards kind of having a business that allows growth, development, allows you to still have a good lifestyle, that you can actually afford to do the things that you want to. And I think the next generation is probably going to be the generation that solves this problem for us completely.